Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Luxury Podcast, your source for all things luxury and lifestyle. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Frances Harder on the line, and she's owner over at Fashion for Profit Consulting. Frances, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, so excited to get into today's topic. So helping fashion startup founders. I know you're an expert at that. But before we go into that, I do want to get a little bit more information on what you're doing over at Fashion for Profit Consulting. Tell us a little bit more about your firm, please.
Well, it basically came about from my many years of being in the industry and also being an educator and realizing that there was not enough business development to assist new apparel manufacturers enter the American market or enter the market in general. So I wrote, while I was a professor at Otis College of Art and Design, I wrote a book called Fashion for Profit, now in its 10th edition. And then I left teaching to start a nonprofit, Fashion Business Incorporated, which unfortunately we had to close last year due to funding issues. But my real expertise is assisting and talking at different trade shows to assist companies entering what they love to do, which is they have an idea and then they want to enter the market. And a lot of the times they may have business skills, but they don't understand the industry, or they may understand the industry, but they don't have the business skills. So either I or one of my consultants can assist them get to the next level.
That's awesome. And I think that's a great transition. So let's just dive right into today's topic. So helping fashion startup founders. Where do you want to start with this one?
Well, when we do different trade shows, as I say, I meet different people who come up to me afterwards. And I always say, if you buy my books, I'll give you 20 minutes free consulting. So I've worked with some wonderful people over the years, and it's been incredibly rewarding for me, and it's always great if I can help other people succeed in their businesses.
So what do you find are, and I know this is going to vary, right, from person to person, from the founder's experience, from the product, I get that, but you've been doing this a long time, and so I know certain themes tend to arise. What do you find are some of the biggest challenges or pitfalls that many founders find themselves in that kind of keep them from really getting their brand off the ground?
Well, the two major ones are they come up with an idea that they think is going to be successful, but a lot of times they've not investigated the market, or they don't understand the demographics. So we have to explain to them, you really need to understand who's going to buy it, why would they buy it, what price are they going to or willing to pay for it. And so to get them to sort of focus on where they begin is really the biggest issue I come across. And then the next biggest issue is, do they have the money? Do they have the funds in place to begin this big adventure? And oftentimes they had no idea that, oh boy, I'm not going to get paid for maybe a year and a half, and how am I going to do this from my home? So it's a matter of, where does the money come from for you to start this business? You're going to have to pay people to develop the patterns and sew the samples and all those things that go into starting a business. And in this particular business, it is very complicated. So and especially now, as you can imagine, what's happening. So, lots of the retail stores are now just focusing on e-commerce. So there's a whole swift shift within the industry. So we're handling a lot of that, and I think it's exciting times, and I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens and develops over the next 2 years.
So your book, I do want to talk about that a little bit. So you're in the 10th edition. First off, congrats. Not many books make it to 10th edition, and not many are updated like that. So I'm like, wow, whenever I hear somebody doing that. Tell us a little bit more, again, give us the title again. Tell us a little bit more about it so that some of the people listening can definitely go out and grab that.
Okay. It's called Fashion for Profit, and I have some accompanying publications to go with it: Costing for Profit, Brand Building for Profit, and then the forms that you need for profit when you start your own business. And I also have a DVD out there. So the whole package they can buy, or they can buy it individually. And so through your program, Adam, if anyone's interested, I will give them the special of $80, which normally is $120. So if anyone is interested, just email me at Fashion for Profit and tell me you heard it through Adam.
And what kind of content can they expect when they pick up the book or the program?
Well, the book is also a textbook, so it's used by colleges. And in fact, very excitingly, I've just been contacted by a university in Shanghai that wants to use it as their curriculum. So I'm developing an online training program for their teachers to teach this. So it's set out in easy form. So it's like an overview to begin, then how to get going with a business plan, financial plan, and what it takes to do your product development, your costing, market entry, how to find sales reps, all the things. So it goes through 16 various chapters. It's even got e-commerce in there. So it takes you through step by step what you need to understand when you begin this process.
Man, that is so exciting. So, Frances, if somebody is listening to this and they want to connect with you on Fashion for Profit Consulting, whether they're looking for the consulting side of things or otherwise, or just to follow your work, I mean, what's the best way for somebody to connect with you and your brand?
Well, they can email me at Frances with an E, Frances, F-R-A-N-C-E-S, at fashionforprofit.com. It's F-O-R profit.com. And so they can email me through that. They can go to the website and also contact me through the website.
Fantastic. Well, Frances, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work that you're doing over at Fashion for Profit Consulting. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review in the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Luxury, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. I mean, we'd love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Frances, thanks again for coming on the show.
Thanks, Adam.